Hello? So you guys liked my Jupiter video?
So I found this planet tier list on Tier Maker. Now we're gonna keep going the astronomy route and do some planet tier listing. Oh yeah, baby. All right. Let's start with Animal Planet. I mean, Animal Planet's pretty solid. Some pretty informative stuff. They had that web game, I think Animal Jam. That shit was pretty heat when I was like 8. So like, I mean, I'm gonna say Animal Planet's like B tier. I don't think it's bad, but I think there's like a higher ceiling. And by extension, there's also this Animal Planet. I guess, is this like a new like logo? It's like a logo change? Is it not the same thing though? Never force it. What the fuck? Okay, anyways. Animal Planet is also, like, it's the same. I don't like this logo as much as like the wacky text one from my childhood, but that's also just like a bias. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't change the content. Pizza Planet. Isn't this the Pixar Easter egg? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not that familiar with it, but I'm pretty sure this is the Pixar Easter egg. It's in like the Pizza Planet truck. It's in like Toy Story and stuff. I mean, like, it's okay. It's just like an Easter egg. It's neat, but it's not like cosmic level. Gamer Planet. I had to look this one up earlier. Gamer Planet is an arcade in Utah. I've never been personally, but arcades are cool. So and the name is pretty awesome. So I'm gonna put Gamer Planet in B tier with Animal Planet. Okay. Alright, next we've got Jupiter, obviously the GOAT. I mean, everyone with the working brain knows Jupiter is the GOAT. In fact, actually, I'm gonna make a new S+ tier just for Jupiter. Because it just belongs there. It's on its own level. Because, you know, everyone likes to glaze Earth. Speaking of Earth, that's S tier. It's a great planet. We live here. But there would be no Earth in the way that it is without a little bit of Jupiter. I mean, it dictates everything around it, excluding the sun. You know, that's the only thing that mastered Jupiter. It's so alpha. But Earth is pretty good. You know, unique atmosphere. You know, waters, like liquid water's really great. Habitable zone, we live here. But you know, I mean, it's not perfect. There's a lot of things wrong with Earth, but it's not really the planet's fault so much as it is the inhabitants, which is, you know, actually I think life can be a downside as much as it is like a huge upside, because otherwise Earth would be like mid, to be honest. But because, you know, life, but it's not S+. There's no way. It can't be Jupiter. Mars. I think Mars is bait. I'm not gonna lie. I think Mars is totally bait. I don't think it's worth. It's way further than we think. Like when we think of like how far enclosed planets are, Mars is way further than people think it is. And while it is probably the safest planet for us to go to next, I mean, as far as studying, you know, our planetary neighbors goes, I think Mars is actually not as interesting as some of the others. But I'm gonna put Mars in B, because I mean it's a very pretty planet, but it's just like it doesn't really do it for me. Next we have Mercury. I think Mercury's underrated, but I really don't think it's that good. This picture does it a lot of justice. It doesn't actually look like this. This is super color enhanced. I think it's B. because it is just kind of, it's really close to the sun. That's cool. Surface is pretty interesting. Very, very a lot of craters. So it's very damaged. That being said, I think that it's just a very bleh planet. It's not really doing anything for me. Neptune. This is a bait too, because Neptune isn't this blue. It's a little bit more blue than Uranus, which we'll get to later. But it's really not this blue. This is like really old picture. So in terms of like appearance, Neptune actually isn't like if it actually looked like this in this image, it would be like up here. This is a beautiful, beautiful planet. And I mean, to be fair, most of these are color enhanced, right? But this one is like super different. It's still cool. I'm gonna say Neptune is probably like C tier. It's okay. It's not really doing anything for me though. Ice giants are really cool, but I think it's beat by another highly underrated planet, which we'll get to in a minute. Pluto. Oh, we already talked about Pluto in a comment. You know, fucking little brown bud. You know, I'm just saying it's not a planet anymore, bro. Like, just let go. Let it go. It's the best dwarf planet. I'll give you that, but it just gets soloed by every single planet here. Very cool surface. It has a very cool surface, both figuratively and literally. Next we've got Saturn. Now, a lot of people were saying Saturn. You know, we had Saturn in the comments section. You know, and I'm sorry, but it's just not Jupiter. I still think Saturn is an S tier planet. It's really great. Rings are beautiful. It's got the most moons of any planet. And it's also the most oblong planet, if I'm not mistaken. So, it's a really unique planet. But it's just not Jupiter. Like, it will never be Jupiter. And I think Earth is a little better because, again, life and unique atmosphere and all that qualities are really bringing it up. Next we got Uranus. So its name is just fucking awesome. Its name is just so fucking cool. And also, you know, bonus points. It rotates sideways. This planet is so fucking weird, and it's named Uranus. I mean, it's like, it's at least A tier. I'm debating between A and S tier. But I'm gonna say A tier, just because I think, you know, too many things in S tier is sort of... It also, this picture doesn't do it justice, but also has some pretty nice rings going on, which look really sick. Because they're vertical. Finally, we got Venus. I think Venus is A tier. Again, it's a hellscape. It is very cool to look at. We barely have any knowledge of its surface, you know, because everything that landed on it back when we were actually focusing on it basically burned up in seconds. like it would be, you'd get a couple minutes on the surface of Venus, but, you know, we're working on that. I think Venus is more interesting than Mars, because Venus has shown very unlikely, but still, signs of some kind of life, or at least remnant of it, that we could use to learn more about the planet. I think it's a cool planet. And this is the planet tier list. Yeah.
For over 100 years, teams in the NFL have called a lot of different stadiums home. Some of them were very, very weird. I found the most bizarre stadiums in NFL history, even weirder than the Oakland Coliseum. And that's all coming up right after this. Let me take you back real quick. You're a kid and 671 is dedicated to a 2K by going to me by This video, Normal Park in Chicago has had a mysterious history that was not easy to pin down. Home of the Chicago Cardinals, yes, they became the Arizona Cardinals. In the 1920s, it was situated between 61st and 62nd Street along Racine Avenue in Chicago. It is assumed that the name Normal Park came from the neighboring area, which contained Normal Avenue. Is that anywhere near Easy Street? Finding pictures of this park was difficult as it was the preceding home stadium before the Cardinals moved into Comiskey Park. It looked like it was a small venue with only a fence around it and no grandstand. But in